are you going, Miss Polly?
Well, I'm going outside, Cece. Would you like to go with me?
No, I'm too sleepy today. I think I'll just sleep a while. But I was wondering, you're wearing overalls. Are you going to do a little plowing?
Oh, no, Cece. I'm just going out and look for an animal. Well, I wish you'd go with me.
No, not today. Well, hurry back.
Okay.
Your school artist will be waiting to see some kind of art project, you know.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Oh, there you are now. Say, I think you'll like seeing this fella. Come on. See, this is my friend, the goat. Isn't he nice? I call him Billy. You know, a goat makes a very good pet. It's a lot of fun to have a pet, and it's a lot of fun to have a goat. See how nice he is? Do you know that young goats are called kids? Sometimes I wonder why sometimes people call you kids, don't they? Isn't he a delightful goat? This is an Angora goat, and that means that he has very long hair. And he has really beautiful horns. Look how his ears kind of hang down. Do you know, as I look at this goat, I try to think of how I would draw it. And do you know, when I'm looking at that goat, I can kind of see that it's the body is the shape of a rectangle or a box. And then you draw the head and the tail, 2 feet in front and two behind. You know, actually, you could draw it in the air like we've been doing. You want to draw with me? Look, draw a rectangular shape like this. And then draw the head. And the head looks kind of like a triangle. Then the tail. And then 2 feet behind and 2 feet in front. Oh, come on over here and I'll show you how I'll do it. I'll draw with my pencil. Let me look in my box here and get a piece of paper and a pencil. Now, to show you what I'm talking about, if I draw this shape, there's a rectangular shape. And of course I will have to add a neck, and then the head would be kind of like a triangle. I'll add ears and eyes and his nose, and then, oh, let's put the tail in. Then he would have 2 hooves back here, and then 2 in the front. See, that's the way I would draw a goat to look like to show you what I mean by the shape of the goat. What do you think, Cece? Did you wake up?
Oh, what did you see outside, Miss Polly?
Oh, I saw a goat. Look, see? I drew a picture of it.
Miss Polly, can't you make a goat that looks like a goat? That looks like a box.
Well, Cece, this goat was an Angora goat, and it means it had very long hair, and his body was shaped very much like a box or a rectangular shape.
Well, how are you going to show the hair?
Oh, that will be easy, and that leads us to our project for today, Cece. For this project, you need a sheet of paper. Let's start with a piece of construction paper about 9 by 12. And you'll need yarn. And I have some yarn here cut up. Let me see, what else do I have in my box that I'll need? I'll need my scissors and crayons. And I'll need some white glue. Now, let's begin the project again, and I'll draw this time with my, I think I'll draw with my dark crayon. And let me draw that box shape again. This kind of helps place the goat on the paper because I want to fill up this page. This will be the neck. Over here, remember we said the head of the goat's shaped kind of like a triangle. Give him some eyes. And some goats have ears that kind of droop. And if you like, you can draw horns, a beard, a nose. And let's get his tail on here. And then here's a hoof, has 2 feet behind, and let's put 2 feet in the front. All right, now we're ready to get the yarn ready. If you have it in a roll like this, you'll need one piece fairly long because this will need to go around this shape. And then you need to take your yarn and you need to get it all cut up into small pieces about like this. And sometimes it's a good idea to have this done ahead of time. Do you know the school artists that did this project had some older school artists that had been doing stitchery, and they saved all their little scraps of yarn and made it very handy for their art project. The little scraps of yarn looked a lot like this. Now, the next step in this project is to take your glue or your paste, and if you have glue like this, make a nice circular shape. And I've kind of rounded it off, you see. Now let's take that first bit of yarn, see if it fits. Doesn't have to be exactly right, you know. Pat it down. And this will kind of help you remember the general shape of the goat. And now, this works very well if you take your glue and you make dots across about like this. And you're going to be working fairly fast. If you were making a very, very large goat, you might just put part of the dots on and do part of it step by step. But I think that this will be about right. Then you take your yarn and I kind of like to make him look shaggy. A shaggy goat like the goat we saw. And I have some other colors here. I'm making them all kind of go down. If you would like, you can have your goat's yarn all the same color. It's strictly up to you. And then I suggest, to make your picture more complete, that you use your crayons and you color in the head and the tail and the feet. And then I think it would be nice if you added, let's say, perhaps some grass like this, or you might want to draw in a barn, or you could draw in a tree. I worked on this one quite a while, and when I finished, we had a little bit of yarn on the head, and he had his beard, a little bit of yarn. So this project is called collage. You know why it gets the name of collage? Because we do a lot of pasting on. Now, what do you think of this goat, CC?
That one looks all right, Miss Polly, but don't you have a painting of a different kind of goat?
Oh, yes, CC. There really are a lot of different kinds of goats. And the other day, this goat came up right outside my studio, and she was so friendly and nice, and she seemed to want me to paint her picture. So I painted it, and I have it here on my easel.
She's a pretty, she's kind of pretty for a goat.
Oh, yes. She was very pretty and very, very friendly.
Just came right up and posed for a portrait.
Oh, she certainly did.
It looks like a windy day the day you did this, Miss Polly.
Well, yes, I think you can sort of tell by the sky. This is a watercolor painting, and I put the sky in, and I think it looks kind of windy. And she's eating some grass.
Yeah, she's doing a good job as a lawnmower, too. The grass looks kind of high there.
That's
That must have been
right.
out behind the studio.
Oh, yes, goats are very handy for this. Do you know what? Some people think goats eat tin
What?
cans. They think they will eat tin cans.
No.
That's right. But they really don't. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that either.
Well, sometimes they nibble on the paper around the edge of the tin can, and they will eat almost anything.
Hey, what's her name?
Oh, this is Gertie the goat.
Gertie the goat. Oh, that's a cute name for a cute goat, too, you know.
Right.
Say, do you have any more work by your school artist?
Oh, I certainly do. I think everyone wants to see the school artist's work. I have it on several bulletin boards over here. I particularly like this one of Keith. He has a white goat, and I really like that. I'm not sure that goat might be eating hay, or he might have a very gray beard. And then Becky had a great time with her goat. After she drew her goat with black crayon, then she told us that her goat was the mother goat, and there's the baby goat right by the mother. And then Paul has a goat, and I really do like that son in Paul's picture, don't you? And Stephanie's goat was had all blue yarn. You know, you can use string for this if you have string. It doesn't really matter what color you use. Look at James's goat. I think just about every color yarn in the rainbow was in James's yarn box, and so he really is covered. And this one is interesting because the goat is chewing on something, and look, the tree, the yarn is used for the foliage of a tree. And I don't know why Laura's goat was sad, but her goat is wearing a bell, and she's crying. Well, Cece, would you like to learn some more about goats?
I don't know, Miss Parley. I kind of think goats are smelly, you know.
Oh, no, Cece. Goats are not necessarily smelly.
They're not? Well, anyway, I think I would like your art project better if you drew a cat. You know, you could draw me, and you could use the yarn to show my beautiful tail.
You know, you do have a beautiful tail, don't
Yes, I
you,
do, don't I?
Cece? Yeah. Well, you know, that's not a bad idea. Maybe you would like to draw a picture of Cece the cat and use yarn on Cece and put yarn on Cece's beautiful tail. In fact, there's so many things. Maybe you've got other ideas about making yarn pictures. I think I'll make another one. Let's see. If I could just find my ball of yarn. Say, be sure and watch next week. Where in the world is that ball of yarn?
Dear, oh, I love playing with the yarn here. Oh dear. Let me go get it.